And welcome back to Let's Play SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. Last time, we cleared out downtown Bikini Bottom, and afterwards, I farmed some money to buy a golden spatula from Mr. Krabs, and I turned into some socks to Patrick. But then disaster struck, as Patrick took my socks, but did not actually give me a golden spatula in return. And then he took 4 more socks, at which point he gave me the golden spatula for real. Now, I redid downtown Bikini Bottom, except I came back to Patrick as soon as I had 10 socks, and once again, the glitch where he took the socks, but didn't give me the spatula happened. But I was able to talk to him again, and he did give it to me without taking any socks, since I didn't have any more in reserve. So, going forward with this Let's Play, anytime we get 10 socks, we're immediately going to return to Patrick on the off chance that the glitch happens again, because if it does, so long as we have no socks in our inventory, we can talk to him again, get the golden spatula like we're supposed to, and not lose any socks in the process. Sound good? Sounds good. With that taken care of, we have enough golden spatulas, more than enough actually, to go to Goo Lagoon, so let's make our way there.
Goo Lagoon, a sun-drenched beach of sludge at the bottom of the sea. But all is not well here on Paradise.
Making our way into Goo Lagoon, we've got a hammer waiting to greet us. I feel like we should greet him in turn. We've got a new mechanic here. You can use the bubble bash to move things. Stand under the platform and press the Y button to flip the platform over. You don't really see these platforms too much outside of Goo Lagoon. In fact, I can't think of any time offhand. I'm sure there is at least one, but I can't think of any time offhand where you see them. Heading over this way. This robot is called Monsoon. Watch out for his lightning attack. If this game was not released in 2003, I would swear to God that Monsoon is supposed to be based on the nerd emoji, but he is not. Monsoons are very worth your time to kill, though, as they give a whopping, they give a purple shiny object among their loadout, which is worth 50 altogether. Very valuable robots to kill.
SpongeBob, do I look burned?
Well, you do look a little red.
Barnacles! That darn robot.
Robot?
Yeah, a big robot stole everybody's sunscreen.
Oh no! Everyone will burn, and then they'll get all itchy and peel.
Exactly! You can't spend a day at the beach without sunscreen. That sun is way too hot. That robot is out on the island. Nobody can get to him. SpongeBob, maybe you can use those sun reflectors to point the sun's rays on that robot. If you hit one of the buttons on the side of a lifeguard tower, the reflector will turn. Connect all the towers and the light will shoot right out of the big reflector on the island. Then all you have to do is swim out to the island and turn the big reflector onto the robot. I'll stay here and protect the babes.
But I, can't swim.
We'll have to work around that, but we have a not quite light puzzle here. It's actually very straightforward. I don't even think the game lets you hit reflector towers that result in nothing, but we do have to connect these all. Now, one thing to note about the robot on the island over there is that he is just a normal enemy, so if somehow, like by exploiting glitches, you were able to get onto that island, you could just destroy him by hitting him, and that would also count for completing the mission. But, you know, that's, we're not going to do it like that, mostly because it involves doing things that I am not quite skilled at, as I have not practiced them. Instead, we're just going to do it the intended way. It is a very, very simple puzzle. And once again, we will bounce on this man's bulbous belly in order to get back over to the mainland. Let me see, I think we have to hit this one next, just to rotate things around a little bit. Yep, and then we go over to that one, and we'll be able to connect it to the one on the far island. That one will have the last switch we need to hit to connect it to the robot, destroy him, and liberate the sunscreen. And we will be heralded as the heroes of the beach. What do you got to say for me, Sign? you can get over to the island from the pier on the other side of the sea caves. So, looks like we have to take a bit of a roundabout in order to get there, but that's okay. That gives us plenty of opportunities to collect socks and collect golden spatulas along the way, and what the... Oh, right, you can move during those scenes, so I must have just been holding the analog stick and then I walked into the goo. Yes, goo, as you can imagine, is a pretty persistent threat in Goo Lagoon, so we have to be mindful of that. Now, for the first part of this level, we do mostly need to be playing as SpongeBob, but there are a couple things we need to do as Patrick, so let's take care of the first one. You probably noticed on the beach tower that we jumped to on the man's belly, there was a sock atop the, let's just blow this up and see if it gets us a combo. There was a sock atop the lifeguard tower. We can get to that by switching to Patrick and completing a little bit of a jumping puzzle. Not really a puzzle, I just kind of say that whenever there's a more specialized platforming challenge in a platforming game. Hit these switches with the throw-throughs, which I still have a hard time saying, and you will bring up these floating blankets you can jump across. You have a time limit to get across them, but it is more than enough to make it. As you can see, as we go along, the jumps get a little bit trickier. These ones are moving, but as long as you just do double jumps, you'll have more than enough height, and you can just kind of finagle around and get across them. These ones start rotating. Again, not too difficult. You do want to be a little bit mindful of when you place your jump on this one. If they happen to be rotating in opposite directions, you can very easily find the thing moving out of your way, or you just not being able to make enough distance to clear the jumps. Now we've got ones that are moving side to side and one that is rotating. This one moves back and forth, so we just need to get on it, let it move us forward a little bit, and then we can get atop the tower, get our sock, and finish up our business as Patrick for the time being. Like I said, we'll need to be Patrick a couple times in this level, but not too often, not too often. Indeed, Patrick. Patrick is also incapable of swimming. Man, if only we had Sandy. I'm not hinting at anything. There are no water... okay, technically the entire game is a water level, but what I mean is there's no levels that involve, like, honest-to-God swimming. And that ability of Sandy's never comes to pass in this game. Hey, it's Mrs. Puff.
Oh no! The children's balloons have been overfilled! They're carrying the children out of control!
I don't know, Mrs. Puff. It looks like they're having a lot of fun.
Yes, too much fun if you ask me. You can save the children by bubble bashing each of the balloons. Bubble bash all the balloons, then come see me for a reward.
Can do, Mrs. Puff.
Man, Mrs. Puff, what are you, Marge Simpson? But yes, we have to bubble bash these balloons in order to free the children. Free, quote unquote. Like SpongeBob said, they seem to be having a good time, but, you know, we can't have that. Now, you do have to specifically hit the balloons. You hit the kid, well, they're surprisingly nonplussed by it, but it also accomplishes nothing as far as clearing the mission goes. You can only reliably hit them in certain spots, so sometimes you are just going to be waiting around for them to come your way. Let's rotate this platform over, and you probably noticed that these pillars have little stripes on them. These ones sink as you stand on them, so, no, I missed the timing for that. Oh boy, this kid's always a problem for me to get. Honestly, only the first two I can get relatively easily. The other ones always give me trouble, just because I tend to miss when the cycle is actually passing over the platform. I think if I just wait a little bit, we'll be able to hit this one. Come on, move. Oh my god, kid, move faster, please. I'm sinking, oh god. No! Hold on a sec. There we go. Man, do I hate this mission. Anyways, oh, come on. It sank way too much. It's okay. It's okay. Not a big deal. We do not lose our cool. This is a children's game. We can rise above our base instincts and not lose our temper against simple platforming challenges featured in a game for dumb babies, like myself. Anyway, destroy that monsoon, destroy the Duplicatatron. Let's grab this sock here. We are at 6 altogether. We need 4 more before we have to leave the level in order to turn it into Patrick. I did not mean to hit that tiki here. What I wanted to do was I wanted to get the explosion going for this one. Then if we make it over quick enough... No, I wasn't quick enough. We could get a big combo going. Now, once again, we have an opportunity to switch to Patrick, and we do want to take it, as there is a objective for Patrick here. This one's a little bit hidden, but not too hard to figure out. You've got these stone tikis here. You've got that little cliff over there. If you stack the stone tikis by the cliff, you just need at least 2. You will create a platform that Patrick can get onto, then he can jump up here, and we can get to our first cash gate of the level. 2,200 shiny objects. This is why I got up to 8,000, so I'd have a good surplus after buying a golden spatula from Mr. Krabs. Pay that cash gate, get this switch to appear, and let's just hurl the fruit into it to create a bunch of bouncy pads for us. As you can see, we've got these little inflatable dragons blowing fire along the path. We just have to time our jumps so that we can get over them. These ones that are posted between the bouncy pads, honestly don't have to worry about them. You get bounced high enough that you just go right over the fire, regardless of whether or not it is jetting out. You are perfectly fine there. As you can see, we've got just 2 more jumps to clear, and then a golden spatula will be ours. A nice and simple mission, no problem, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We have gotten our first golden spatula for the level. Now, it's just simply much faster to have Patrick jump into the goo and instantly take himself out. If you jump into goo repeatedly, eventually it'll revert you back to your previous checkpoint. Goo only instantly takes you out if you are dropped into a spot where you just undeniably could not get back to solid ground from the knockback. With that taken care of, we can resume playing as SpongeBob. We know that full well, SpongeBob, and we only have 2 more children to rescue, quote-unquote. This monsoon can be a little tricky to hit. Sometimes he likes to go towards the edges of that island, and it makes it very tricky to actually hit him. Alright, fortunately we do not have sinking platforms to worry about this time, so we can just wait patiently for this kid to get into a spot where we can actually bubble bash the balloons, if he would be willing to play ball. You can kinda hit the kids to slow them down a little bit. Come on. Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes you do just kind of have to wait until they get into a position where you can actually hit them. Oh my goodness. This kid's going everywhere but where I'm standing. Please, come closer. Oh, do not do this to me, kid. Please, oh no, you're way off course. I think this is... Oh! Oh my goodness. Come on, where am I supposed to be standing to hit this kid? I don't usually have the problems with this one. Come on, kid. Work with me here. Please! Hurry up. Oh, no. What is going on here? Why is he not going over any of the logs? Come on. Yeah. There we go. Finally. Oh, my goodness, kid. You are giving me such a hard time here. Yeah, sometimes they just do not want to play ball. They like to take forever to go over a place where you can actually bubble bash them. Really? Oh! No! Come on! Oh, I really wish you could just hit him with a bubble spin, but no, it has to be the bubble bash. You have no choice. The game does not give you a say in this matter. Oh, yes! There we go. Okay, that was not the worst I've ever had that go, but also not the best. So let's just pretend like I got all those kids right away.
My hero! You've saved the children. Here's a golden spatula as a reward.
Oh, what, SpongeBob? You're not going to attempt to bargain for your driver's license again? For shame, SpongeBob, for shame. You gotta take advantage of the opportunities that are presented to you. Well, whatever. We can now continue on our way. You probably noticed that among those logs inside the water, there was a platform, or a set of platforms, leading off to that big sandcastle over there. So, let's just see if we can't set up this combo again. Ah, I slowed myself down too much, so we just get a normal super mega combo. Disappointing. But hey, shiny objects is shiny objects, so we are going to take them. Shiny objects is shiny objects, or should it be shiny objects are shiny objects? Probably are. I'm just speaking off the cuff too quickly, and as I want to do when I'm speaking off the cuff and too quickly, I routinely make lingual errors. I apologize. I'll destroy this monsoon for another healthy amount of shiny objects. Want to destroy this tiki here. Now we've got a bit of a tricky bit of platforming here. We got a... Oh, actually, I was expecting to... get that Thunder Tiki triggered, but you can, in fact, get over him and not have to worry about him blowing up that platform. I did not realize that. Well, this gives me an opportunity to get a whole bunch of shiny objects here if I can get this guy blowing up.
SpongeBob, I heard that you were collecting golden spatulas.
Yes, Bubble Buddy, I am. Have you seen one?
Why, yes. We were having a sandcastle contest, and somebody put a golden spatula on the top.
If I had a castle, I'd name it Fort Pattytown III, and Fort Pattytown III would have a big bake sale every Monday.
The golden spatula?
Oh, at the top of the sandcastle, right. That should be easy to reach.
Well, perhaps you should see for yourself.
Alright, I was hoping I could get past Bubble Buddy and get just hit that Thunder Tiki to set up a huge combo for a huge amount of shiny objects, but unfortunately that did not work out. Hitting the switch right here will allow us to get into the sandcastle, but it'll also start causing goo to flow.
Water rising, must get to higher ground.
Now, you can totally do this as Patrick as well, and I think you're you're intended to do that to get a sock that you probably noticed over there. Once the water gets high enough, you can toss that freezy fruit to freeze it. But every time I've tried that, I've never been able to get the sock that way. Like, the water just doesn't get high enough for me to actually be able to jump up there, so I don't know if that's necessarily intended. I have another way that I get that sock, so that's just how we're going to do it. We quickly made our way past that. We're going to hit this checkpoint, hit that Duplicatatron, get him out of the picture, and start moving away. Moving along, oh dear. Good thing we hit that checkpoint. As I was saying, move along the edge of the sandcastle. I don't usually have the cannon, like, firing directly at me like that, so that was unusual. But we make our way along the sides, hopefully not get launched into the ocean by beach balls. Okay, once again, it's one of those logistical things with SpongeBob. Technically, we're already in the ocean, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. They had to make a, underwater world that did not care much about the logistics of it being underworld. Makes the conversation surrounding it always so confusing. Monsoon, get out of here. Get out of here with your actually nonsense. And destroy this cannon over here. Once these cannons are taken care of, we no longer have to worry about them. So let's grab our golden spatula, our just reward. And yes, mission successfully completed. Now, there are a couple of socks that we can get at this point by going around the sandcastle, but I actually want to enter the sea caves real quick, because that will create a checkpoint should I fall. Also, I was not able to get around those stone tikis.
Hello, Gary. What's new? Ow. You don't say. Squidward bought a new sweater. Oh, he's so crazy. Meow. And there's a golden spatula at the end of this cave. Wow!
So yeah, we now have access to the sea caves. If I need to, I can just teleport back to this point in the level, not have to worry about scaling the sandcastle again. But again, this is entirely if I just happen to fall and not get the socks I want in the process. Ideally, that is not what happens. So our first sock, we bounce onto this little balcony over here, or this little overhang, set off these Thunder Tikis to create a massive combo for a massive amount of shiny objects. We just met the Sponginator, then we want to get underneath this overhang, and then do a double jump and a bubble spin to get to this platform here. This is how I always get this sock. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to freeze the water, but every time I've done that, it's always been just, like, shallow enough that I couldn't actually reach the sock from just by jumping up to it, so I've kind of been soured on that approach, and I am pretty consistent with doing it the way that I just did it. Heading into the sea caves proper, we'll have these platforms that are periodically submerged in the goo. The tides are ebbing, they are flowing. We've got a sock over here. I don't care that I'm going to die in the process of getting it, because that is our 10th sock. So now we can warp to Patrick, turn it in, and see if we get a glitch. If we do get the glitch, we don't have to worry about it because we do not have any socks in reserve for him to steal from us. We should be fine.
Wow, SpongeBob, you found some!
Now they're back home, safe where they belong.
Here's your golden back scratcher.
Spatula.
I don't speak Italian.
Alright, that time it worked properly, so bit needlessly paranoid with that, but hey, better safe than sorry. Anybody who has played Left 4 Dead can abide by that mentality, right? Right. Alright, so we're back at the start of the cave. We weren't too far in though, so it is not a huge amount to backtrack. We are fine. We are cool. We are living like Larry, and we are trying to help Larry live his best life by getting him his sunscreen so he does not burn. Hitting these switches here cause these stalactites to fall in, creating platforms for us that will allow us to go further and further into the sea cave. We've got a bunch of thunder tikis here. We gotta be quick if we don't want to get blown up and take damage in the process. We made it no problem. Get a light combo and whatever shiny objects we can get from those thunder tikis. Good stuff, good stuff. Heading this way, you might notice that we've got some pufferfish rolling down the hill. You're probably also noticing the flying tikis just making a sort of bridge across this gap here, and we indeed want to get on these tikis because these will lead us to a sock. There's just so many socks that have tricky challenges involved with getting them. I mentioned this at the start of the game, but some socks legitimately are just as tough to get as golden spatulas, even though they're only a tenth as valuable. There is one sock in the game that is extremely notorious for this. I did not mean to launch that one robot into the Thunder Tiki in order to create that massive combo there, but that is what I did, and I am glad that I did it. Especially because it took out a monsoon, so on top of the huge amount of shiny objects that he gives us, he gives like 65 or something, we get a sizable combo from the triple combo points that robots award when you destroy them. Always nice, always nice. Got another button to press here, got another bunch of stalactites to drop down. We are making it through the sea caves, no problem. This is not a terribly complicated area. That is actually a pretty important checkpoint that we hit right there for something that I'm going to be doing once we are almost done with this area. Let me see, I actually want to hug the side here. Oh, no. I was hoping I wouldn't activate that checkpoint, but unfortunately I did, so that's going to change things up a little bit for my approach here, but it's not a big deal. Dropping these stalactites down, we complete the circuit here, but also create an additional platform leading to the center. So let me see here. We just want to hit this and get it to flip over so that we can connect to the central area. Heading into the central area, we've got another hammer, we've got another monsoon, but more importantly, we've got another switch that'll drop another stalactite, creating another platform, and fully completing all the platforms in this area, allowing us to jump through the various locales here at our leisure. As you probably noticed, there is a golden spatula waiting us at the end of this area. Always nice, always nice. Can I brush on this checkpoint to activate it? Unfortunately, no. But that's not a big deal, so what we're going to do here is we're going to grab this golden spatula. Da-da-da, indeed, SpongeBob. We're going to hit this box here just for the heck of it. We could warp back to grab Patrick, but it is slightly faster to do it this way, so this is what I'm going to do here. We're going to go back to the central platform, and if you had keen eyes, you probably would have noticed a little bit of a shiny in the water, or the goo, rather. It is another sock. We can actually jump on that black stalactite there, or actually it's on the ground, it's a stalagmite. Okay, yes, I was able to activate the checkpoint, and we could actually jump off of that and just grab the sock that way. Obviously, the way you're intended to get it is this freezy fruit, but it is just so much faster to grab it as SpongeBob, so that is what I elect to do. It's always a good idea to just go for the more efficient way of dealing with things. Hey, it's Mr. Krabs. Mr. Krabs, what you got for me?
SpongeBob, help me find Patrick. I have a task that I think he can help me with.
I'm kind of curious what you think Patrick could help you with. He's not particularly good at helping himself, I will admit.
Sorry, lad, but the carnival is closed. A pesky robot has taken over me ticket booth, and worse, me money. If you help me get rid of that no-good robot, I'll give you a big reward.
You're asking a lot of Patrick here, Mr. Krabs, but we'll try our best. We'll try our best. As you can see, there is a floating tiki over there with a sizable amount of shiny objects, but I don't feel like going for it, so we're just going to leave it be. Let's, you know what? Let's make use of the throwing robots mechanic. You can stun G-Loves and throw them into things, just like throw fruits. So rarely do we get the ability to, well, use that ability. So, may as well when we have the chance. I'm sure the carnival appreciates our efforts. Well, let's go talk to Mr. Krabs and see if we can't get a hefty reward from him. He did promise a reward, and we did technically do what he asked, so come on, Mr. Krabs, play ball with me here.
Well, it's not exactly what I had in mind. I hope my insurance covers all this. Why don't you try something less expensive? I mean, dangerous. I need them crazy robots cleared out of the bumper boats. When you've destroyed them all, come back and see me.
Hey, Patrick is good at destruction. I think this is more up his alley. He's not exactly good at, you know, avoiding the whole property damage thing. Now, you probably noticed that that Ferris wheel fell into the water. If you drop down there, there's not really anything for you except a green shiny object. Absolutely not worth the effort of getting, so we're not gonna bother. It is more just for flavor than anything else. Get this guy out of the way. Let's pick up this throw fruit here and throw it into the switch to start a game of Whack-A-Tiki. You whack all the tikis and you get a prize. You can probably guess that the prize will be a sock. This is not exactly gold spatula worthy material, you know? So, go around, bump all the tikis. We got one last tiki to bump. When it decides to come up, there you go. And for our efforts, we get a sock. There are a variety of carnival games for us to play here. It is not just property damage that we can commit. Patrick is eager to crush the robots. We've got a teacups ride here that just has a bunch of shiny objects if you want to collect them, but the teacups are also highly aggressive. Take note of this porta head here. You know, it's kind of like, I feel like, I don't know, I've seen that prop in another game. I'm sure I'm just being paranoid. Patrick can belly flop directly onto the G-Loves to take them out. Very effective like that. Hey, is that a skee-ball game? I wonder. Let's take a look at this sign here. SpongeBob needs the Bubble Bowl power to play the skee-ball game, so we can't do anything with that yet. Keep the skee-ball in mind for later, though. Now, heading over this way, we've got another throw fruit, and we've got a pretty slick-looking platform here. And indeed, this is a little slick. You slip and slide along, but if you can get to the edge and not fall over, you can throw your throw fruit into the Duplicatatron and get a sock for destroying it. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Also a ton of little robots here. We're just sliding along like crazy. Alright, yeah, we actually do want to briefly switch ourselves over to SpongeBob. We cannot play skee-ball, but there is a secondary objective coming up for the Yellow Avenger himself, so we may as well get him in the action. Usually, yes, I know, I read that earlier. You don't have to remind me, game. I am aware of the skee-ball. But yes, we have a cache gate coming up that leads to a SpongeBob exclusive obstacle. So let's get him in the action. Let's head up to our clam here and let's pay it off, give it a little bribe so that we can create access to a bungee hook. As the camera gazes lovingly at this little spire here, we see our bungee hook at the top. This little platform, or this little bouncy pad, sends us right up, get onto the hook, and our objective is right below us. Easy peasy. With that collected, we've done everything that we need to do as SpongeBob at this area, but we will be coming across a, a bus stop a little further along, so we may as well just keep going forward, not have to worry about backtracking. This slide here is actually optional. You do not have to go along this. This is just an opportunity to collect some shiny objects, break some tikis, which, you know, also allows you to collect shiny objects, and hopefully not get blown up in the process. But, you know, we can take a couple of explosions if we see a good combo opportunity. At least I'm willing to do that. And at the end of this, we have a purple shiny object to collect, plus a few tikis to break. Heading over here, we can get atop this tent over here. If I angle the jump a little bit better. Eesh, why am I not making it? There we go. And we get our sock from that. Let me see, any other socks? No, that was the last one. I always feel like there was one more in the level after that one, but no, that was the last one. We're all good there. Alright, now that we done everything we need to do as SpongeBob, it is Patrick's show again, so let's get him in. You need to pick up this fruit, hit the switch, and the bumper boats are accessible. Mr. Krabs wants us to tap into our inner sense of violence and destroy all the robots that are occupying the bumper boats, show them that they are not quite as good at bumping as Patrick is. As you can see, very simple objective, very easy. We could return to Mr. Krabs at this point, but we've got one last thing to do in the pier area. You probably noticed that there was another golden spatula in the goo area, and indeed, we have a freezy fruit we can pick up, toss into the goo, and make our way across to the final golden spatula in the level. There is a second Freezy Fruit over there, but you just have enough time to make it to the spatula without throwing in the second Freezy Fruit, so that's what we're gonna do. Just keep running, keep running, keep running, keep running. As you can see, 2 seconds left, we make it no problem. Now, we could freeze the goo again and walk back, but that's really slow and boring. So instead, let's take advantage of the fact that we just activated both the boxes in this area and the fast travel system, and just travel right back to Mr. Krabs.
Here is your reward.
Thank you, Mr. Krabs. Man, the text for completing the objectives is getting less and less inspired the further we go into the game. Hopefully this will change. But that's neither here nor there. Like I said, we've got the boxes activated, so now we can just warp right back. It's those little efficiencies that are just a good idea to take care of if you want to clear the game quickly. The game is, once again, explaining the Patrick Teeter-Totter to us. The only difference about this one compared to the one we saw in Jellyfish Fields is, of course, it takes us to a Goo Lagoon area. This time, the Goo Lagoon Beach. But not just any part of the Goo Lagoon Beach. We are, of course, on the distant island we were trying to get to at the start of the level. Now, we can finally hit the final ray of light and take care of the robot that is hoarding all the sunscreen. What do you even need that for? And he is destroyed. The sunscreen has been secured. Larry can get it at his leisure. And, hey, conveniently, a bounce pad has opened up, allowing us to get back to the beach, no problem. Good stuff, good stuff. And, hey, it puts us right by Larry.
Congratulations, SpongeBob! You're king of the beach! Here, have a golden spatula!
Thank you, Larry, thank you. And that is everything that there is to collect in Goo Lagoon. Yeah, only the first 2 levels of the game have collectibles you cannot get on the first go. Every level going forward, we can get everything in a single play of the level. We do not need to keep, we do not need to come back later with future abilities in order to get everything. Now that that's taken care of, the only thing left to do is to get a golden spatula from Mr. Krabs. As I've said, it is prudent to just farm for this as you play the game, rather than, doing it all at once and getting all of Mr. Krabs' spatulas in one fell swoop. That is just super tedious, would not recommend. So I'm going to do some tiki farming in order to get all the shiny objects to buy another golden spatula from Mr. Krabs. We need 3,500. I'll grind to 10,000 so I have a good surplus.
There's nothing like a smell of bubbles in the morning. Smells like victory.
Alright, I think we're all good there. Let us return to Mr. Krabs in order to get our due reward. Mr. Krabs, don't be a skinflint on me. I have worked hard to get these shiny objects, and I know you want them. Give me the golden spatula. Sorry, skip the text.
Come again.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Krabs. And with that, we've got a cool 31 golden spatulas, more than enough to access that barrier over there, and get deeper into Central Bikini Bottom. So, when we come back, next video, that is what we'll be doing. We'll be opening up this roadblock, and we'll be seeing what lies beyond it. Naturally, you don't think it's just as simple as opening it up and then you get to go further into Bikini Bottom, do ya? No, come on. We've got a boss fight coming next video. Hope to see you then. But until then, goodbye.